All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's turn this around so that we can see what is actually happening.
Okay.
Whoa.
I know. Look at us. We're quite stark. Do I need to put my jacket on to make it less of the black and white?
No, we're fine. We dressed. Hey
That's
guys,
never been a question.
it's Lucas and Esther, and we dressed like Quakers.
Look at us. Quakers with jewelry.
What?
How's it going, y'all?
Hey everybody. We are here today because we got our VBS materials in.
We did.
And we have not taken a chance to take a look at any of this stuff. It's packed in these really lovely, super generic boxes. Our producer came through and stuffed a couple of them because I think it came in like 4 or 5 boxes, but we just got it in 3. I think I know what's in 2 of them because I know I have an idea about what we ordered. So I want us to start with this one. You guys are going to see this stuff for the first time at the same time that we do. Okay. So let's start with this box, which I think is most of our promotional materials. Okay. So
we start off with a packing list.
Hey, see, this is important so we can inventory things.
That's right.
Director's kit, promo banner, all this stuff. These are essentially the things I thought we were going to get. So,
we pretty much do what the brilliant secretary of our church tells us to do.
Yeah.
And historically, we have not obeyed well, and she has had to make some subsequent purchases. So this year we tried to do better.
Yeah, and normally what we would do is we would like figure out stuff that we needed the week before VBS, and we were like, hey, let's run to the Lifeway store. But that doesn't exist anymore.
There is no more
There's no more Lifeway
store.
stores. So now we're having to do all this together. So this year's theme is concretes and cranes.
Yeah.
So this
Here's our
is
director's
the
kit.
director's kit.
You want to
So
open it?
I'm working on it here since you're our children's director. I want you to bust that out.
Look at this, you guys. Okay, super thematic. Thank
Nice.
you.
I like. Is this a tool bag?
It appears to be.
Oh, very cool.
That you can carry your tools in.
So tool bag this year versus the backpacks and stuff that we've had.
Okay.
All right. So okay, what is this?
This is a little Lego set.
It's a building block.
It's a building block.
For our concretes and
I'm
cranes.
probably not supposed to say Lego.
So I have a unique connection to this because one of the guys that I used to work with at Lifeway. Hold on, this part comes off.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay. Keep talking.
What
I'm
is
doing
this?
a thing.
So Kyle Cravens, the guy that wrote all this, is an old. Ooh, is this a regular marker or a dry erase marker?
I don't know. It's probably the kind I could draw on your face with, but I'm not gonna.
I saw that look.
Because I'm a nice lady.
So, and I asked Kyle if all of the rest of the village people were going to get their own special week of VBS, and he did not find that as humorous as I did. Suffice to say, he didn't respond to it at all, so that's on you, Flavor Crave. We've got our music for preschoolers.
Yay.
And for regular kids, because preschoolers aren't children yet.
They sure are. And stop adding conjunctions.
You're welcome.
So we have here an example of the preschool activity book. Now in our VBS, we don't normally purchase a separate activity book for every kid because that would just add extra expense. And we have chosen to do a VBS that is an offering to our community, and so we don't charge anything for it. So some of these little extra things we have tended not to buy in the past, but are you feeling like that preschool book is worth the money?
So I've got a nephew that's 2.5, right?
You don't get to say
but I'm
that it's
looking
for
at it. Well, it's not, but I'm looking at this stuff like through a new set of eyes because I've never thought about like the preschool. I've looked at the preschool book and be like, oh, this is ridiculous. But now that I've got my uncle goggles on, matching the tool with its shadow, I was like, oh, we could so totally do that. He's got a little drill and he uses it on everything. You know, there's a decoder thing.
This one is for big kids. You might like it even better.
It's not for big kids. It's for preteens. Which, speaking of, one of the things we did last year was we had VBS for parents during our vacation Bible school. There was a special curriculum for that, and I'm excited to see if that's something that's included
and if we
in here or not, and if it got ordered.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, so the preteen one is not as fun. There's no matching stuff. There's not very many puzzles in here. This is a lot of thinking. I don't know. I don't know that I would enjoy the preteen.
Pastor, step back from the thinking.
As a grown man,
okay,
I don't know. Oh, cool. So, the regular one's got a color thing. These are fun.
You can use this to work your puzzles.
Thanks.
And so I want to tell you guys kind of a little bit about how our VBS runs, just in case yours is similar. Oh, you're so clever. So what we do is we run this on a week-long session that we run in the evenings. So we try to facilitate families who work and that kind of thing. So we go from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock for our actual VBS time. So it's pretty quick. And the way that we run it is we start off all together in our rally session. We have a registration out in the lobby, and then we all come into rally time. And we, again, historically, we don't do all the t-shirts and stuff just because we're trying to limit the cost. What? And so he's got a tape measure, friends. So then after rally, we divide up, well, while we're in rally, we divide up into 4 sections. And those are our 4 classes. So we do pre-K and kindergarten, 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and then 5th and 6th. And then this past year, we added the adults class for parents who were there. And
that worked pretty well. And our attendance for Vacation Bible School is about 60. And our normal church attendance is right in about the 110 to 125 range. Mm-hmm. So just so you guys have a reference for how big a church we are, what we put into our VBS budget. Our VBS budget in total, including this material, is only about $2,000, which is one of the reasons that we don't get all those little books and things. Like it would, if we could afford it, it would be great to have it. If your church can, what I just saw of them, they're awesome.
We're super pumped for you.
Exactly. But that's just kind of where we're at. Not only are we able to get by, but you can create some of this stuff on your own.
Absolutely. So exactly. We rotate after we leave rally. We go to our classrooms, and then we rotate through the small group stations. So we hopefully, if we have ordered correctly, we'll have a little representation of all of that here.
Yeah.
What'd you find?
So they have, in the Decorating Made Easy book, they've got some designs in the middle, like right in the middle of the book, for how you can design your classroom.
That's awesome.
And some of the stuff that's in there, so that you can get some cool ideas.
So we're about 6 months out right now, and what we do at this stage is we are setting our teams. This year we're going to be teaching a new person to kind of take over leadership in this.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, it's important that you train up new leaders. So we've got a new person taking over lead, and she is going to do a brilliant job. And so she'll have a decorating team.
She's going to get that book.
This is the administrative guide, and it looks a little intense. Look at that.
Well, it's very blueprinty.
We're building. Did we talk about the theme?
Yeah, remember?
We didn't say the verse.
We didn't say the verse. We'll come back to the verse. We'll get there.
We're so excited about this box.
It's a tool bag.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I want to show them my book first.
Okay, mine has a DVD ROM in it that goes through all the decorating stuff.
I don't know if we're doing this box opening video right.
We're opening it as we would go through it. This is how stuff happens at our church. We get something cool, and then all of us dig into it at the same time.
Don't let Esther and Lucas have it.
And have all different thoughts stacked on top of each other.
So
we suggest you do the same. It works really well. We've had a lot of success this way.
We actually have. What is it?
The Lord. It's just the Lord.
It is despite our best efforts. Okay, so this kind of goes through the curriculum, and this administrative guide actually is really great. I'm going to talk to you about what you need to do at different phases before and after.
Yeah, the planning phase of the VBS that it goes through, talking specifically about how to structure your Vacation Bible School, when to send out postcards, those kind of things. It's a phenomenal tool that Lifeway offers.
And that format that I told you guys that we use, I got that straight out of one of these books a few years ago. So there's a whole thing on format that you can look at depending on how many kids you have. And what they do is build us a lot of extra activities in case we're one of those churches that does a 4-hour session.
Yeah, and right here, it's if you're going to use 2.5 hours or 2 hours.
Yep.
And the little DVD that comes into the front of this, the DVD ROM, has so many helpful forms in it. It's got permission slips. It's got forms about whether or not your kid has allergies, what to do if they're if you've got a parent that maybe, and we've had this happen to us a couple of times, we've got a parent who brings in different kids almost every year because she's a foster parent. And she wants those kids while they're with her to get to experience church and to be part of Vacation Bible School, which is amazing. One of the challenges with that, though, is because they're part of the foster system, we can't take pictures of those kids.
Right.
And we can't use anything that they're on for publicity. Lifeway goes through some steps to make sure that you know who those kids are. Otherwise, we might have mistakenly used them and put the kid or the foster mom of those kids in danger. There's little things like that because they're so good at this stuff. They just take care of everything for you.
And so you really do need to actually sit down and read these words. They're important.
Yep.
So here we go. We've got the sessions. You ready?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, so this is on page 28.
This is our first exposure to the sessions.
Yeah, okay.
Which are Philippians 1:6, build on the love of Jesus.
Moving on.
There's our verse.
Session 1 is called The Foundation of Love, and that is from Matthew 9. And it's Jesus chooses to love me. I cannot earn it.
I like that.
And so the purpose for day 1 is that leaders are going to point students to the truth that Jesus' love for them is unconditional and there's nothing they can do to earn it. And then session 2.
Foundations of Forgiveness.
Exactly.
Which is from Acts 26, verses 1 through 9. And today's point, or the point for that day, day 2, whatever that is for you, is that Jesus loves me regardless of my sin. And leaders will help students understand that there's nothing that they do that will cause Jesus to stop loving them. And I think right now that's our super important lesson, not just for kids, but for adults. So I'm excited to see if our adult guide goes over that and how in-depth it is and whether or not we remember to put that on the list of things to order. There's a lot of anticipation for so many things.
So exciting. Okay, day 3 will be Foundation of Worth.
Cool.
That's, and I'm going to move a little more quickly because we got so much to open.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
So that one is about Jesus chose to die for me. And then day 4 is Foundation of Promise. And that's Jesus will always love me. And then day 5, which we got to tell them about our day 5.
Yeah.
We have a party.
We do have an awesome party.
The main lesson for that day is Foundation for Life, and that is that Jesus' love is the foundation for the rest of my life.
So what we do on day 5 is probably different than what most churches do.
Because
it's a ton of fun. We have a family fun day. And that is our Friday night, because we do VBS Monday to Friday, like what Dr. Fairchild said. And so when we do that, we do our rally time, we do our lesson, we come back for our closing rally, and then after that, we've got some inflatables. We've got water slides, we've got stuff like that we set up in the back, as well as a bunch of games. Our Denton Baptist Association, which is the county association that we belong to, they've got a popcorn machine, a cotton candy machine, a snow cone machine. We set those things up, as well as some of the people from our church have some really cool little side projects that they do. We've got a guy named Hal Redfern who runs a little, he calls it the Boogie Woogie Choo Choo. It's 55-gallon drums that are cut open to make it look like a choo-choo train that he pulls with a four-wheeler.
Maybe a little too fast.
Sometimes, yeah. It's a huge hit, and so those are some of the cool things that we do on Friday night. And that's one of the biggest nights for us, not just because of the family fun night, but because it's the end of the week. And by that point, if we're really doing well, the parents are wanting to know what their kids are learning and wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
The last thing, and show us the daily building blocks.
So every one of our little daily points is going to be an additional building block. So that's a cool little thing.
We should get some cinder blocks and have one of the boys spray paint that on there.
See, that's why you want to start working on this months ahead of time, is so that you have time to gather cinder blocks.
Yeah, because you don't want to miss out on the stellar ideas like what I just came up with.
That's why we're here for you, friends.
Some things are going to get edited out of this video. So there's the admin guide, and then this is where they get you. Every year. This is it. The Lifeway VBS catalog.
Yeah, everything's great.
It is. It's also awesome, and it's done just a little bit better than what we could ever do it. And so that's one of the awesome things and one of the challenges with discovering what you actually need for Vacation Bible School. Lifeway does make it easy. They've got a catalog that's got all of this stuff in it. There is a really convenient order form because you can't go pick it up at the store anymore, but we're not bitter about that.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Let it go.
So it's really cool.
The interwebs is a real thing.
The interwebs is a real thing. It's really cool. to be able to access all of that stuff. And when you get your starter kits, looking through it, determining what you need, what you think you're going to use, and what you aren't, that's a great way to pick up on some of those. And there's some little things that you can get that I'm sure we'll find later. What is this?
Not to interrupt you, but I just found this awesome poster that's going to go
The help
up.
wanted.
Yeah, so
Nice.
this will go up on our bulletin board to start recruiting excitement and volunteers.
Oh, what is this? It's two-sided.
Well, show us the other side.
Blueprints
This-
again.
I think the blueprints are a little bit more boring. I prefer the other graphic.
I am curious as to what our green screen technology is going to pick up on the blueprint page and what is
Can't
just
wait
going
to
to turn
see.
invisible. Because if some stuff's invisible, it was really blueprints.
Mm,
Pro tip for all you guys using Final Cut out there,
interessante.
mention it and let it roll. All right, so tool bag.
Tool bag, check. That is in your box.
What else?
Okay, this is another
have-
poster.
This is another poster. So these are separate items that we've ordered. So here is the poster. This is side one, and
don't think
side
it is.
two is.
I don't think that's our separate thing. I think this is our separate thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay, so
Oh, man.
while you're trying to refold that,
Sure.
I'm going to show them this. These are some postcards that we ordered. This was an additional purchase that I remember us making.
Yes.
We're obeying you, Heather. So the postcards are things that we can send out before. And also one of the other great things that you'll find with the Lifeway setup, and let me just pause and say, we have used another company's Vacation Bible School material before. We have
Not that
found-
they aren't doing great work and the Lord's not using them, and disclaimer, qualifier statement.
But our finding was
So much better.
that the Lifeway materials were a little bit better prepared. So these cards we will probably use for recruitment of VBS people and then to follow up with them afterward. And they do have a lot of really cool things that you can order or even download in that administrative guide. The DVD-ROM has some different documents that you can use for follow-up after the event and stuff like that. So
Which are
check it out.
all really cool and really great ways to stay connected to the parents and the families.
Yeah, 'cause we don't want to. Actually, the way that I started with our children's ministry at this
Look at
church
this.
was it's upside down.
It's upside down?
Yeah.
Flip it.
I'm trying. So a few years ago, look at this. This is going to go outside.
So sturdy.
This is really sturdy. So we were having Vacation Bible School a few years ago, and I was busy with craziness of life, and I wasn't really involved with the kids ministry. And Pastor Lucas was over at the house after, one of the nights of VBS, talking to my husband and I. I was like, "So what are we doing? How are we going to keep these families?" And they were like, "What?" So we want to be sure that when we invite our church to be open and to have the community come in and hang out with us, we want to be sure and have a way that we're ready to receive them. So these follow-up measures are really important.
Yeah, next steps are always an important thing.
Yeah. So.
This is our worship rally pack.
Oh.
And so with the worship rally pack, we're going to have to talk about it, but we will probably end up doing another video that talks specifically about the worship rally pack, about the videos that we watched and how cool they are, because the VBS videos are normally really, really great.
Yeah.
And then as well as looking at the scripts and things like that, we typically, one of the two of us will be either the main character or the two main characters in the script, depending on how we use it. And we'll talk to you guys a little bit about how we may be running our VBS, just to give you some more and some new and different ideas. So this is the Worship Rally DVD. One of the things that you've got to know whenever you're ordering the Lifeway material is you'll get all the cool stuff in the leader guide and in the leader pack that comes in the tool bag. It'll have all your administration tools. It will have none of the stuff that you need for your worship rally. It is totally separate. And if you don't get in ahead and realize that you've got to get it well in advance, then you may be scrambling like a few days before or the week of. So again, it's so important that you are planning ahead for Vacation Bible School. So this has all the videos for the DVD player as well as the files to download. The reason the files to download are so important is if you're running Pro Presenter or Media Shout. or any of those programs, you can just drag and drop the files straight into the program that you're using, and that way you don't have to worry about the DVD messing up. But if you're a smaller church and you're running an older setup where you just plug the DVD straight into the television, you can do that and you're good to go. So they really make sure that they're super accommodating.
Looks like we're going to be Crystal and Connor this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What are Crystal and Connor?
Well, this is their day 5.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
No, I don't know backstories.
Yeah, we're going to...
Scanning.
Okay, so that's
Scanning.
another thing. A lot of times we have to, because we're professional VBS actors, we create a lot of extra backstory for our characters.
We do.
Yeah, we
do.
we gave our people last names last year.
Yours was like, your guy wanted to take pictures. He wanted to be the photographer, but he had failed at that, and he had self-esteem issues.
There was a lot of stuff I wasn't real good at.
Oh,
which is
rough.
It's more like natural life. So, art imitating life.
Not anymore.
So let's get
so
into
secure.
let's
getting married.
Yes. She really thinks better of me than she should. So,
as is true of every wife.
Here is our starter kits. So this is what I thought was going to be in those other boxes. They're pretty hefty. And the starter kits for, this is for our grades 1 through 6. And this is our preschool, which is babies through kindergarten. The starter kits, and we'll go through them here in just a second, they typically have one of each of the things that you're going to need for the classroom. So this is just enough for your class to have one teacher and have an idea about what they're doing. So let's bust into these bad boys and see what we got. I am using the age-appropriate preschool ones.
You were so excited about the practice book. Good for you, bud. So what we do with this is, beginning at our first VBS meeting, we want to have these teacher packs ready to go.
Which is next month for all of our VBS leaders. February is when we have our first VBS meeting.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we recruit people, starting with the signage and that kind of thing. We start getting people excited. And because we've had a history of having a lot of fun at this, everybody wants to be on the team that's having a good time. So make sure that your VBS is a lot of fun, and then you probably won't have a lot of trouble recruiting volunteers. So
gotta flip the switch, man.
Yeah,
turn it up.
Fun. So we will sit down with all our teachers, present to them like what the general overview is going to be of the theme. We'll go over some of the video stuff. A couple of years ago, the game on the video was Sprocket. Am I remembering that right?
Smocket, which was like a plunger and ring toss and lacrosse all mixed together.
Whoever out there put together those videos, they were so great.
Yeah, your Christian ode to Wes Anderson was amazing.
It was awesome.
Well done, you.
Yeah. So hopefully the videos will be so fantastic, and we'll watch those again. But each teacher is going to get this kit. And in their kit, it tells you right here, like, this is for grades 1 to 2. So for that classroom,
for babies.
So the babies. For that classroom, we like to have a main teacher and a teacher's helper. So main teacher is somebody who is 18 or over, and all of our people just by the by pass a background check. And the way that
which Lifeway provides a discount for. If you need help with background checks, Lifeway can help you. When you create your Lifeway account, there is a special spot that you can check. They do a special, they've got a deal with backgroundchecks.com.
I think it's like 35% off or something.
Yeah,
is that right?
And then as well as there are a handful, whenever you get the VBS kits, there's a handful that they actually give you for free just because you're able to get it, and backgroundchecks.com partners with them on that. So that's a really awesome, easy, efficient way to make parents feel at ease.
Yeah, I mean, thing number one for our children's ministry across the board is safety. So
absolutely.
You got to have background checks. No arounds on that. So
sorry, 2020.
The teacher will get this book, and let's just open one.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Are we gonna open all of them?
Well, we don't have to open all of them. You can open yours. I'm opening the kindergarten ones because it says, "Give to your incredible kindergarten teacher." They have such fantastic words.
I know.
Fantastic, incredible,
marvelous,
amazing.
Grades 1 through 2.
All right, so the marvelous grades 1 through 2 teacher and the kindergarten teachers.
I'm trying to get this out.
Okay, so you got a series of posters.
Posters are fantastic.
This one has some stuff.
Ooh, talk about your stuff.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Okay, so each of these posters is either directly related to. It's very true. Is either directly related to an activity. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll find out. It's directly related to an activity that's going on in the book, something that you'll have to do in the classroom, or a theme from the rally time.
Yep.
Or just something fun like this that has construction pieces of construction stuff.
Ooh, that's good stuff. Okay, so here for our first and second grade class, and it'll do this for each of the groups, but this breaks down kind of what's generally true of children that age. For instance, first and second graders are sometimes limited in their ability to think abstractly. They benefit from teachers who explain things clearly in simple terms without the use of abstract object lessons or analogies. So it's, for a lot of us, our classrooms are not going to be staffed with actual teachers, and so it's good to remember what's age appropriate.
Cool.
So, okay, so here, this is the book, and it'll go through, like for day one, exactly what's the lesson about, what are you going to teach them, what are some different activities, and again, they're going to give you a lot of extra activities. We never have time for all of this. What I really try to emphasize with our teachers is know your lesson and pick one or two extra things that you can do. Because we have about 20 to 30 minutes in classroom time, and then we got to move it to get through all our stations and fun.
Yeah, so whatever it is that you choose, and that's going to depend too on how long your VBS is.
Exactly.
The longer your VBS, the more of this stuff you're going to get to.
Yeah.
Here's a cool book in the kindergarten class. Talks about the types of trucks. The cement truck.
Do you want to borrow
Spins
it?
and spins. The dump truck. Dumps.
So good.
Pretty good stuff.
They've got these story pages. This is similar to the Lifeway materials for Sunday school if you use those. So it's a big story picture. I'm trying to keep it out of the glare. And then on the back are all the words for your story. So you can just sit there and read it and go over the questions and discussion questions. And they make it really straightforward.
Okay, let's get past all of this stuff for the grade level, and let's get to the fun stuff. Again, this is where they get you. VBS catalog comes with everything that you have. But one of the reasons they do that is because they make these bad boys, which are the handy dandy craft packs.
Oh, the craft packs.
These are some of my favorites. So I don't know what all of the crafts are this year, but they look super fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm distracted.
There's a very shiny cross with this one.
Ooh. I will tell you also that there is an alternate brand. It is another catalog of children's prize type stuff that you might get that will offer very similar.
Oriental Trading Co.
I didn't know if we could actually say it.
Yeah, we're going to say it. Oriental Trading Co. offers some stuff that's really, really similar to this.
Yeah.
And as much as we love Lifeway, because you sometimes can't pick up stuff in the store anymore, I'm not going to continue to harp on that or be better about it. That's a place that you can go. A lot of the stuff is close enough, but we use that. It's not, you can't even say that it's a way to cut corners. It's a way to just do stuff efficiently.
Yeah.
But again, if you're not planning far enough ahead, you're not getting it.
You're not going to get it. And
there's a shiny cross.
That is real
with
cool.
Bedazzling jewels.
Are you going to put that together?
I will not.
Look, it's our same ABCs like we use on Sunday school time. So one of the things that's going to be in each of these teacher packs, I'm still stuck back here in first to second grade, is they've got decorations for your classroom. And part of the decoration is like this is going to go through, this is the gospel presentation. And so it'll tell you kind of what each of those little symbols stand for, and you can go over that with your kids. And then each day it's got a poster that is your lesson or your Bible verse rather for that day.
Right on.
So as you build your building block through the week, you can put all your verses up.
Another important thing to note about these is that there's two sides to the card.
Yeah.
So you've got the first side, which is the one that she just showed you, which is going to be probably CSB, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then the back side is in the good old-fashioned King James.
Like Jesus spoke.
That's... These statements are not necessarily reflective of those of First Baptist Church Lake Dallas,
or
nor
even
their
of
theological
Esther Fairchild
stance.
herself. Yeah, did you know
Probably not.
that
There's
Jesus
no way
was
I could have.
Jewish? And therefore, like, from the Middle East.
Huh.
Yeah.
He probably spoke Armenian.
Something like that. Yeah.
Probably pretty close. So one of our other crafts is what appears to be a really cool little bracelet with a keychain on it. Or maybe it's just a keychain thing that you weave. And I've been staring at, there's these little blocks in here, and I've been trying to figure out what they are. You see them? They spell forgiven. And it took me the entire time that you were explaining everything else to put that word together. So, not a future Wheel of Fortune contestant.
It's hilarious how you can just so cleverly belittle yourself.
Yeah, thank you. This is something. It's got some stickers and some construction stuff on it. It almost looks like a construction sign that you would hang, which would be kind of cool. Okay,
I found a cool thing.
Yeah, you busted into the
Kid stuff.
The kid stuff bag. This is one of those things where while we were like, there's some stuff that you can get from Oriental Trading Co. There's some stuff that you just can't.
You can't.
That is so cleverly created and specific to the Lifeway stuff that you just can't get it anywhere else.
And we just keep that stuff for ourselves.
Essentially, yes. Because it's not on the budget. No, I'm just kidding. There are little verse cards and reminders of the daily lessons and things that you're going to do. They had something really similar to this last year that was really cool.
Yeah.
It's on a triangular carabiner this year. You've got some foam stickers.
A what? It's on a what?
Triangular carabiner. What? Great. This is
pretty
awesome.
words. Those are pretty words.
So some foam stickers, and then this, which is just a bolt of sorts that I'm sure has some really stellar significance. I can't figure out what it is at the moment. Oh, there you go. That's what it looks like.
I put it on this triangular carabiner.
So what we've often used these for, what the curriculum will typically call for or suggest that you do, is to get one of these kid stuff packs for each of your kids. We oftentimes have gotten a few for a classroom, and we'll give them away as prizes. So like kids that know the verses, they can have something from the kid stuff pack, or we'll give them a kid stuff pack. They're not incredibly expensive. They're really reasonably priced for everything that's in there. So if you've got an idea, hey, you know what, we're probably going to have like 65 kids, something like that, order them, and then that way you've got something to give your kids. Whether it's something you give them every day, the carabiner, one of the great things that we can do with that, we keep laughing, it's a regular word.
I've never heard that word ever, and I know a lot of words.
So that's what it's called.
I believe you.
So it's incentive for the kids to come back.
Carabining?
No, it's for rock climbing.
Right.
Yeah, sure. You don't do a bunch of carabining. Anyway,
I don't.
Avi. So we'll take those, and by giving those to the kids that come to your VBS, you can give them incentive to come back the next day. They come back the next day, then they get the next little, trinket on the carabiner.
You can just be, mean to them and see what happens then.
Yeah, cool.
Like,
we can try that.
They obviously don't work out. That's
great.
Look,
here's another shiny thing.
So
it's like a fake mirror.
Here's a book that is about music.
You get to make a magnet.
So for people who want to, it's actually got the sheet music to all the songs. It also does have a music DVD and a choreography kit. So one of the stations, after we are in our big classroom setting.
We're going to have to make these so that people can see what they are, because the rest of this stuff is just confusing.
Okay, why don't you do that? You start making crafts while I explain. Okay, then go do some carabining. So we start off in rally, and then we break off into our classrooms, and then we rotate through stations. And the stations that we do are crafts.
Yes.
And music. And snack. So here, I'll let you talk about food.
Cool.
And then we also have a missions station. Now, year one that I was kind of leading this, I did not use missions as a station, and we had 4 classrooms and 3 special activities.
Nice.
Do you remember that?
I do.
So every day I would assess which 2 were the smallest groups, and we would combine them for stations.
Yeah.
I want to save you that trouble, friends. So figure out how to make as many stations as you have classrooms or something.
Snack recipe cards.
Yeah. So
Very first thing, a lesson on how to share the gospel. This is one of the things that I love so much about Lifeway, whether it's the rec stuff, whether it's stuff in the classroom, the worship rally, always opportunities to share the gospel and ways that you can do it. You don't always have to tie the food or the rec activity or whatever into the gospel. You can just share the gospel because it's always there to be shared. In the same breath. I had to finish the breath so I could say it. So we also play a game at our church called the debriefing game. And one of the reasons is so that if a moment arises, especially in Vacation Bible School, when you're working with youth or anybody, you have the opportunity to take a scenario and relate it back to the gospel. Even if it's cheesy, one of the things that it does, it gets us in the habit of it. So, for instance, Esther, if we get through the allergy alert, we're going to talk about day 1, foundations of love and forgiveness. And our supplies are going to be round butter crackers and sprayed cheese. Go ahead.
So the round butter cracker could be a little bit dry and crusty, like my life without grace. But because Jesus,
man.
I went there just straight there. I'm good at this game. So because Jesus loves me so much, he just liberally pours grace on my life. And so those parts of me that could have been dry and yucky are now like flourishing and cheesy.
That's okay. And up until you said cheesy, it was great. Okay, pretty cool. So we've got building blocks, aka Rice Krispies treats, paintbrushes, which are Rice Krispies treats. It appears with
dipped in stuff,
candy melts in bright colors.
Oh, I'm gonna be here.
Manhole covers, construction barrels. Concrete mix. Concrete mix is vanilla ice cream and sprinkles.
I was going to say, you're not making anything sound delicious.
This is awesome.
The pictures look good.
They do look really good.
So then we'll have missions, which it looks like we're focused on, I guess, different places. I see a poster of Puerto Rico and Italy. So we kind of combine our times for missions and craft together. That's all in a big room in the back. And so we have kids some of the stations take longer
missions
than
and
others.
craft or missions and snack?
That's what I meant.
Snack. Missions and snack.
Craft takes a long time. Snack does not take a long time.
Right.
Missions does not take a long time. So we kind of merge those two together and we can be more flexible with their time frames. And I mean, it's going to be great.
There's one thing in particular that I'm looking for.
What is it?
The Lifeway VBS catalog. I want to refer you back to this every opportunity that we get. I think we've got 4 of them. This is it.
That's
the
it.
rec cards.
Yay! So we have, I'm just going to say it, we have the funnest men who come to our church. And
they are pretty awesome.
I generally will recruit 1 or 5 of them to lead our rec station. And we've done rec outside sometimes. It can be rainy outside. And that can be unsettling to some people. And we love people. So we also have done our rec game station inside in the main sanctuary, which for purposes of our VBS week, the main sanctuary gets just emptied of chairs. And this whole place is kid central.
It is for an entire week.
It's awesome.
It's wonderful.
And,
all right, so the rec games, you owed. Go ahead.
I owed because I remembered that one really cool thing we started doing the last couple of years is collaborating with other churches in our area.
This is true.
So we inherit their supplies from them and honestly from some great big churches that have budgets way bigger than ours. So we inherit all their decorations and extra materials and stuff. And then when we're done with our VBS, we pass it on to another church.
And it's a wonderful program. And
Yeah.
if you have a county association, talk with your missions director at your county association. Find out who's doing the same VBS as you. One of the things that our Morgan Malone is who leads the Dent Baptist Association. He's done a phenomenal job, not just at helping run the missions from that standpoint as our missions director for our county association, but more than that, he has really helped our churches to realize that we're here to love and support one another, that we're not in competition with one another.
Right.
And so because of that, whether it is a church of 10,000 like we've got some here, or a church of 25, we're all able to have really, really stellar vacation Bible schools for the students and for the kiddos that are in our area, because we're sharing a lot of our stuff and we're passing it on through. And it's churches of all walks of life, all ethnicities, all demographics, because this stuff is the same. The materials are pretty much the same. And so we pass on anything that we don't use the same way that it all gets passed on to us. Talking about the rec cards, so some of these games have some really hilarious titles, like the Taxing Coin Drop, which is the very first game that you come to.
Okay, so
and Foreman says, like, these are stellar.
So I couldn't see this picture well because part of it was under your thumb. And I thought this was a little girl walking with a walker. I was like, I don't want to make fun of the old people.
That's awesome. No, just taxes. So for each day, there's a variety of different options and things that you can look at and choose from that are specific for age groups. Some of them will overlap. So you can use one activity for a couple of different age groups. It's pretty cool. They also have a whole section of water games. And for us, we will use those typically on that Friday, which is our family fun day. It's also the day that we tell all the parents, hey, this is it. Your kid's going to get soaked, so come prepared.
Yeah. So on Monday at registration, we have a little sheet of paper that all the parents get, and it tells them basically each day we're going to do. Are we going to do a dress-up day?
We might.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done it in the past. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's how we incorporate all the village people. We have a construction worker day. We have an Indian day.
That's happening at First Baptist Lake Dallas this
You're welcome.
year.
You're welcome, everyone. This
is how we serve the Lord. So it's fun. So we will give all the parents a little sheet of paper that says basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, dress up in this kind of a thing. And then on Friday, we encourage all the kids to wear swimsuits and cover-ups and bring a towel. And we're just going to get soaked and have a great time.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Well, I think that's everything that we've got ordered that we have thus far. Yeah. So we will do another video talking about the video series, what we thought about it, kind of what some of the themes and things are there, which I'm really excited about from the worship rally, as well as listening to some of the songs, because if you've done any VBS worth its salt, you'll realize that these songs are not only amazingly written, but they are also just not a popular song.
I'm just going to say one
so
word.
Close.
Submerged.
Yes. Yeah, that VBS was wonderful, and there was a song that sounded almost exactly like James Taylor. It was incredible. Anyway, so we'll take a look at those. We'll try out some of the rec games.
Change.
And more important than that, for both of those things, we are going to put together some of the crafts so that you can see what they look like completed, and so that you've got an idea about what they look like on their own whenever they come in the box.
Let's be honest.
Because there were a few of them that we could not identify.
And so that you can watch Pastor Lucas try to do crafts.
Okay. So all of that and more the next time we see you. We hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like or subscribe to our pages. We've got a bunch of stuff that relates not just to Vacation Bible School, but also we have an entire leader training guide if you do the Bible Studies for Life Kids that talks not just about the leadership material, but also some of the things we do in order to adjust it for our sites group. So we hope you guys have a great week and enjoy yourselves. So God bless.
Bye.